Hey everyone, it's Victoria, the Soul Nurturer here. For guess what? Not just the new moon video, but a very special new moon, a total solar eclipse happening on December 3rd, December 4th, depending on where you are. I think it's 11:42 Pacific time, PM. So wherever you are, adjust accordingly. So what does all this mean? Well, here's a metaphor to show you, or is it a metaphor or an example? Here I am in this beautiful background behind me, right? And it's a sunset on the coast where I live. And it's, sunset's kind of getting a little darker, right? And what's happening? Well, I'm blocking the sun. So this is what an eclipse is. It's when the moon gets in front of the sun and it gets darker, it gets dimmer, right? And total eclipse, it's complete darkness for a few moments, right? So this is happening in our astrological weather. What does that mean? Well, this is an intuitive take. When I look at the astrology, I should say when I feel into the astrology, and I just kind of go with what comes to my mind and what's on my heart to share with you as possibilities for you to navigate your world. And I always remind my clients, I'm a soul guide, but you're the expert of your life. And no one but you has access to your inner world, to your emotions, to your feelings, to what things feel like for you, except for you. So astrology is just a tool, I think, to help us navigate our worlds and also to be validated in, oh, yeah, there's something going on here. I'm not just making this up, right? So, and as usual during this time, there is a lot going on. Again, I'm a broken record, or I don't want to say broken record. Not only does that date me, it's it kind of makes us feel like we're stuck, and we're not. We're evolving, we're unfolding. And all this year, 2020 through 2021, we have had a lot of rich material to work with. A lot of, I could say intense or supportive energy to help us rebirth. This has really been a cycle of death and transformation, letting go and rebirthing something new. Again, overall arching theme of this year in particular, Saturn square Uranus, really looking at the old ways versus the new ways. If you follow me on Instagram, that's pretty much what I talk about every day. Every day, the choice, do it the old way, do it the new way, individually, collectively. Well, we have some supportive help here as well. I want to say, I like to look at what's happening just before. So on December 1st, Neptune has been in retrograde for a few months. It's going direct. Maybe you already feel it a little bit now. It's tomorrow as I record this. So when Neptune goes direct, it's like the rose-colored glasses fall off. We might have a little bit more clarity. We've had some time of feeling confused and disillusioned and not sure what's real and what even matters to us. And maybe we've questioned our faith, our spirituality, or our relationships. So this is going direct, which means it's a beautiful time to vision, get clear, get connected to your soul. What is your soul vision? What is your heart's desire? What is it you long for to bring into the world, experience in the world, contribute to our collective unfolding? So that's happening just before on December 1st. And then after, we're already, Venus and Pluto are conjunct, but they're going to get closer and closer on December 11th, more of a direct conjunction. But this is also, if you've watched my other videos, I've been talking about relationships. And that saying that we are the microcosm of the macrocosm, as within, so without. Of course, when the world is chaotic and things aren't flowing the way we want or need them to, we can't change everything in our worlds. And we certainly, hopefully you all know this by now, cannot change other people. Hello, got that one down? You're ahead of the game. But you can work with the person in the mirror. And not just change. I often make this distinction. Things are going to happen to push us to change, and we can change, which just means we adjusted to the new thing, but we didn't transform. transformation means that you are engaging with your inner world based on what's happening on the external world to to emerge more of your authentic self, more of your soul potential. And you are no longer the same person you were before the event happened. So we're all in this collective one thing after another opportunity. And I know you're probably sick of that word, opportunity to transform, opportunity to shift, to transmute what isn't working, to get clear. And again, with that Neptune going direct, really beautiful time for soul visioning. And I do have an online class that I created in 2020. It's a little dated in that the material is still really good, but I wasn't super comfortable, and still am not, to tell you the truth, of being in front of a camera. Much better one-on-one. However, the material is really good. If you're interested in that, I'll put a link in the details. I call it Sacred Soul Visioning, which is a method I came up with connecting to your soul wisdom and then putting that on a vision board, using the tool of a vision board to externalize what it is you want to move towards and experience more of. Okay, I did a little commercial. There you go. Okay, so I want to say a little bit more about eclipse. Now, it is a new moon, so the same energy, the same principles of the energy apply. New beginnings, good time to set intentions, initiate new projects, plant seeds of new possibilities. However, an eclipse is intensified energy, and it's not just towards the new beginning. Eclipses often bring sudden endings and awesome sudden new beginnings. You know, you can't have a new beginning without an ending somewhere. We vision like, oh, I really want this to happen, and I really dream of this new experience. And I just made this post yesterday that came to me in my meditation. You know, you cannot let go and vision for something new at the same time. You have to let go. You have to trust. And so eclipses can come in like that. And yesterday was a day like that where I was saying like, okay, eclipse season, this is it. Quick and sudden shifts of, you know, simple things from a group that I was in consistently for a while suddenly ended yesterday. And there was something else like that happened for me. And I was also seeing it on social media, these sudden, like almost shocking, like, oh gosh, that happened. So you might notice that in the world, and you may notice it in your life, sudden shifts. Now, please don't be alarmed by that. Again, remember that everything is happening for you, for your unfolding. Hold that sacred question in your heart. Why is this happening for me? Why is this happening for me? Not to you where you're a victim and you are helpless, but rather as a, ooh, this must be an answer to prayer, or this must be God moving me forward, even though I don't know where I'm going yet. Okay, so trust, trust, trust. So key right now. So this eclipse too, this is a really, you know, pivotal time because it's the last new moon and eclipse of 2021. We're wrapping up this year, people. Oh my goodness. So this is a really good time with an eclipse. Again, the moon is blocking the light of the sun, which is a time for those being really in our own darkness, our own shadow work, so we can illuminate what we need to see. What is still needing to be healed is revealed. So, but this eclipse is the end of that 18-month cycle where the nodes were in Gemini and Sagittarius. And during this time, 18 months of really reconsidering what we believe, where our faith is, what do we have faith in? And it's been exhausting work, hasn't it? Really looking at everything all the time, thinking about everything, considering everything. This is exhausting, you know, this energy. And again, rebirthing is exhausting. But this constant, whether you're conscious about it or things are just happening and you have a feeling about it, it's been this constant look at what isn't working, what would work better, what is wanting to emerge. And if we're hanging on to something that isn't working for us anymore, we're going to be dragged around until we learn to surrender and trust and say, I know this isn't working. I don't know what's coming yet, but I'm going to trust and I'm going to let go. And the most powerful thing to do in that space is go within and say, and what do I not want to bring forward with me? What old pattern, what old thoughts, what old beliefs? This is a really key time right now because this eclipse takes place in Sagittarius. New moon, the sun is in Sag, moon is in Sag. That's what a new moon is, but it's an eclipse, right? So it's affecting the nodes, and it's also conjuncting Mercury. So, whew, this is actually really beautiful energy because Sagittarius is very optimistic, very much expands the vision of what we want to create. It invites us to, to reach higher and to question what do we believe and to create and construct a philosophy that supports more of who we are and who we are becoming. It's time also, Sagittarius, if you have any Sagittarius friends or someone with a moon in Sag, super honest. If you want the truth, you ask your Sagittarius friends. Well, that's the energy we're going to be borrowing too. And so you may find and be surprised, this may be the surprising eclipse aspect of finally your truth cannot be held back, and it comes fast and furious. And you might just like, wow, did I really just say that? And then you're going to feel so good because you said your truth. So this is a time for honoring your soul calls, for getting clear, visioning for what they are, shifting those beliefs and your philosophy, as I said, and really reconnecting to what brings you joy. Okay. The Sagittarius doesn't want you to do it the hard way. It wants you to do it with a joyous, possibility-filled, optimistic way. Okay, this is the year I just moved through, and this is a really, really good time to do a year-end review on this new moon, on the eclipse or around it. I usually do a video towards the end of the year, around the new year, to invite people to review your year. What did you learn? What did you grow through? What strengths did you cultivate? What's different now? But I would really suggest December 3rd through, I don't know, the 8th, or when you feel called, tether into this energy of this powerful eclipse moon. So, because it's more intense, and whatever you work with during this time is going to get a little bit extra boost in the direction of where you want to go, as long as you're working with it. And remember, I always say, work with the energy or it'll work you. So and it's all possibilities. You're the expert, follow your own intuition. So let's see, what else did I want to say here? I do have a few little notes here. Because the sun and the moon is conjunct to Mercury, there may be more focus on thinking about the future, thinking about that next adventure. Sagittarius is connected to higher learning and travel, exploration. You may feel this kind of rise in joy. What do I want to do in the future? And my husband and I were spontaneously talking about moving to Portugal. Okay, so that kind of a surprising conversation, like, well, I never thought about Portugal. And here we are having this awesome conversation about possibilities. Mercury is in the mix, saying, come on, let's think about it. Let's talk about it. Let's share about it. So again, perfect time to vision, a perfect time to get clear. I think especially with Neptune going direct, all those places that you've been in doubt and not sure what to do and kind of really stuck in your emotions, clarity can come when now the direct energy of Neptune provides more faith. Your intuition is going to be a lot stronger and a lot clearer, so trust it. And so again, this is that time for open and honest communication with yourself and with those you need to have that conversation with. Lean into the energy of being playful about it. Sagittarius is very playful. And remember, when I talk about these energies, there's the higher potential of the sign, and then there's the lower wounded, So a Sagittarius and fullness, and I'm talking about sun sign Sagittarius, or if you have an ascendant or moon in Sag. I happen to have Venus and Mars in Sag, so I'm very, very much related to this energy. When I'm in my aligned place, with my authentic nature, leading with my soul, I'm playful, I'm optimistic, I'm joyful, I'm silly, and full of faith. And this is the opportunity for all of us too. If you're not in that place, if you're feeling stuck and you can't access your joy and you can't access your playfulness, you can't access your vision, that's your work. That's your inner work, to do your soul work, to get real. And Sagittarius really does want us to get real. Get honest, get real, do what you need to do. So that's what I wanted to say about that. Did I mention, Venus conjuncting Pluto? I did, but let me say a little bit more about that. this is that deeper dive into relationships. How are they working? How are they not working? Pluto, remember, is the planet of transformation. And it also connects to power. And so there could be some power struggles in relationship. But it's really a time to reconstruct what relationships look like. Maybe balancing out the power in your relationship. Maybe it's been a little lopsided. Maybe it hasn't been working for you because you haven't felt like you could be your authentic self. And so remember this unfolding in this collective transformation we're in. The individual mission we all have is to bring more of our authentic self forward, to no longer be trapped in those wounded, constructed, conditioned ways of being that limited who we are, that limited what we have to contribute. And so in relationships, this takes a lot of effort. I've been with my partner for many, many years, and I would say, and I've been doing my soul work for many, many years. The last 4 years in particular, I got very real. I mean, no more hiding the anger. If I'm angry, he gets to experience that. And God love him for holding space that he can. Let me shift into more of who I am. And I know, and I would love you to comment if you agree, or send me a direct message or a private message, that oftentimes, we start relationships and we are in our conscious good behavior. We're bringing our best. This is who I want you to see me as, because this is the potential of me. I often say to people that I think God brings us together. And that honeymoon phase in a relationship where it's so amazing, you just love this person and you feel like you're your best self. I feel like that's where God shows us the potential of not just the relationship, but of each person in the relationship. The potential when we are held in such love and safety, which is what happens when we first join in a relationship. Some of that may be a lot of projection, what we want to see and hope to experience, but nonetheless, that blissful feeling is there. You know what I'm talking about? Wow. Then slowly, as we settle into the relationship, we shift off of that conscious, heart-centered, projecting forward our best and seeing their best. And I'm going to say this word that came up into my mind, slump down into our subconscious references of what do we know about relationships? What do we learn from our parents? What do we learn about ourselves in relationship? What do we believe? What are those subconscious fears about relationship? And then we become this different person. Maybe we become more like our mothers were, what we saw how she was in a relationship, or what we saw modeled for us for relationships. And that too is purposeful because it shows you where you're out of integrity with your soul potential. When you can catch yourself in those subconscious, unconscious patterns, then you can bring some light to it, get out of the shadows of your subconscious material, illuminate it with some sacred awareness and say, no, I'm not doing that anymore. Here's what I want to emerge. And I think this is at play right now and very heightened on the 11th in your relationships. Have those conversations with your partner. Say, you know what? I love you and I trust you enough to tell you I have been holding back something, or I've been not feeling like myself. And here's what I want to emerge. And I'm inviting you to meet me there, to see me holding more power and speaking my truth more often, and whatever it is for you. I just feel like that's an important part of this puzzle here. And if there's anything else, I think I'll do the questions I have on a separate meditation video for you. That's all. Let me know if you have any questions. Please do comment, subscribe if you haven't, like the video. I really don't like saying like the video because it feels like, oh, like me. If you like the video, you like me. And it feels the whole follow me bit, the whole like me bit. I don't like that. But I do love to know that you're with me on this journey. And I do love to know that when I sit down in front of this camera, because I feel like I have a soul message for you, that it's being received out there by someone. And ultimately, I do love to know where my words, my journey, whatever I have to offer is making a difference in the world, in your heart, in your soul, and how you walk your life with a more conscious, soulful way, really embracing your soul potential, nurturing that soul potential. And that brings me joy. And so join me in the joy and comment below, share the video if you feel called. And I'll see you soon because I'm going to do the meditation video shortly. I'll post that next. Take good care of yourself. Until next time. I don't know how to get out of these Zoom meetings. So sorry for the delay. I'm not going to edit this. Where is it? I don't know where it is. Okay. Here, end. Okay, goodbye. Love you all.